Hello there, and welcome to episode number 24 of A Finch's Nest podcast. My name's Heather, and I will be your host today. And I haven't been here for a very, very long time, as usual. This is just the usual, isn't it? Yeah, but I'm here now, so I'll talk more about life stuff at the end, and life has thrown us a few curveballs, so I haven't had much time for making and definitely not time for podcasting. So anyways, today I have a few finished things to show you. Definitely not as many as you might think when I've been missing for months on end. But, sorry, I do have some things to show you and some things that I'm working on. Okay, so today is, I don't know, sometime in July. I'm guessing the 21st or 22nd of July, and I'm coming to you from a very hot and humid southwestern Ontario. Our summer has been very hot this year, and we've had a lot of rain as well, but like torrential rain, not just nice rain. But anyways, right now it's beautiful and sunny, but very hot, so I'm in my air-conditioned house with a fan blowing on me, as I'm sure you can tell. Hopefully it's not making too much noise, but even with the air conditioning, it still feels hot in here. So anyways, we are going to jump into where you can find me on social media. The place I am the most active would be Instagram, and you can follow me there at A Finch's Nest, and I'll put that down below. And yeah, you can follow me over there and see what kind of life stuff I'm up to and what kind of making stuff I'm up to. And now we'll just jump into finished objects. And I have, how many do I have to talk about? 8. So we might be here for a little while. Okay, so I have been making socks because, you know, when life gets kind of stressful and busy, socks are always a good project to go towards, aren't they? They're easy to take with us, and yeah, kind of a mindless project. So first pair I finished, and this is all my making since January. And I know I said I was going to put out a video with all my Christmas gifts that I made, and I prepared the video and everything, and then never got around to posting it. And then I was like, I think it's a little late to post it now. So there was a whole bunch of making that you kind of missed, but maybe I'll do something to put that up somehow. But anyways, so these are the things that I've finished since January, which again is not a lot when it's almost August. But anyways, my son and his wife gave me this yarn for Christmas, and I love it. I love the colors, and they did a very good job of picking yarn that is my taste. So I knit this pair of socks. I do have the pair. I'll show you the one though. I used the Tin Can Knits Rye Light pattern for this pair, and I like how it just has this garter panel down the front. Just gives a little bit of extra interest to the sock, and I thought it went well with this sort of striping effect that this yarn has. And yeah, I really like how these turned out. So this is the Rye Light by Tin Can Knits, and the yarn is Pro Lana Fashion S Golden Socks. It looks like this, and the color number is 983. And there's a lot left here, so I'm thinking I could probably knit a pair of socks for both of my granddaughters with what's left. So that's great. Or I could maybe make a shorty pair of socks. But I definitely want to use it all up because it is such a pretty yarn, and you know, it's extra special when it's gifted to you. So yeah, so this was the perfect gift. So they gave this yarn to me at Christmas, and I cast it on right away. So this was the first thing I finished in 2024. And then I always get so the Legacy Fiber Artz does different Advents, and they do one that is the 4 Sundays of Advent. So each Sunday in December you get a 50-gram micro sock with a 20-gram mini to go with it. And I've done that the last couple of years, and I'm going to do it again this year. But this is one of the ones that was in last year's 4 Sundays of Advent package. So this is just a regular vanilla sock, and I added some stripes. My table is very full. I have nowhere to put my arms. Oh yes, so I just added the stripes just for something different. The yarn is, again, the Legacy Fiber Artz from their 4 Sundays of Advent from 2023. And this is Penguin Parade, is what this color is. And then you get the mini was the turquoise color. And then I just had some of this cream, so I added that in. I do find with these micro sock sets, I love them because it's, 70 grams, which is just perfect to knit a pair of socks. But sometimes I'm playing a bit of yarn chicken because I like my leg fairly long. So this time I thought, well, if I add 2 contrasting colors, then I definitely won't be playing yarn chicken this time. And I didn't. I have this much left of the main color, and I have this much left of the mini, so that's good. And it was nice not to have to play yarn chicken. So for these ones, I just did cast on 64 stitches, and I do a 2x2 rib. And then I usually like it to be 6 inches by the time I start my heel flap and gusset. And then I just do a standard toe. I've never done a striped toe before, but I thought it was kind of cute and different. So yeah, so I really like these, and I love this main color, and I love Legacy Fiber Artz. It's definitely my favorite. So that was the second pair of socks. Oh, and yes, it is a pair. I'm not cheating. There's 2, and they're all done. And then I did make some really cute princess dolls for my granddaughter's birthday, which was in January. She loves anything to do with princesses, and I had seen these patterns online, and they were put out by Heidi and Finn. And I tried to find the pattern today so I could show you, but I can't find it. I must have I must have moved it downstairs. I have my this is my sewing room that I'm in right now. My sewing room is fairly small, and I could move my sewing room to the basement and have like a massive sewing room, but I really like it upstairs because it's convenient when I'm like working in the kitchen or whatever. I can pop in here, and I just love being able to see outside. I have a great big window right behind where the camera is, and I love the bright light, and I love it when I can have the window open. And so I've toyed with the idea of moving my whole sewing room downstairs, but I just can't do it. I just love this little tiny room, but it does get cluttered very quickly because it is small. So I started trying to keep a lot of my supplies downstairs, especially things that I don't use very often. And so I have a big storage area down there that I can keep everything in. So I'm assuming I moved the pattern down there, but I didn't want to go look for it this morning. So I will, I'll just put here Heidi and Finn, and you can go check out her website. She's got all kinds of different patterns for different princesses, and she has like a Taylor Swift one. I think she has like the Star Wars characters. And the princess ones, they went together very easily, and I used like fleece and felt and stuff like that, so it was very affordable. And I bought everything at Joann's when it was on sale, and I can't remember how much it cost me for all of those dolls, but it was not very much at all, and she loved them. So I will I'm sure I have a video of all the dolls, and I will pop it in here and you can check that out. Yeah, so that was Heidi and Finn, and I would recommend the patterns. They were easy to follow, and she does have a lot of kind of unique toys and stuff that you can make for kids. So yeah, I would definitely check her out. Okay, the next pair of socks, this pair here, and this is the Vanilla Latte pattern. Now this pattern I have done many, many times. It's a great pattern if you've not tried it before, and you can find it all around on Ravelry. It's Vanilla Latte by Virginia Rose. So it's just a simple pattern in the sock, and it's very easy to figure out where you are in the pattern, and it's basically a vanilla sock. But I find it works well with the self-striping. I have another pair of socks that I've had for years that was a self-striping, one of the Felici ones from Knit Picks, and I thought it looked really nice with the self-striping, so I thought I would do it again. So yeah, so it's a Vanilla Latte, and I did the 64 stitches for this one. I believe it comes in 3 different sizes, but definitely 2 different sizes. And so I did the 36 stitches. And I love this yarn. This is Comfort Sockenwolle. And the color is 07-322. And I don't know where I got this from. It might have been Mary Maxim, but I'm not sure. But I love how this turned out, and it feels like one of those nice European heavy duty yarns. I wonder if it is a European. Does it say on here where it's made? Made in Italy. So yeah, it is very nice yarn. So yeah, I like that. And again, I have the pair done. I think I might keep these ones for myself because I really like the colors. These are definitely my colors. And the other socks, I think most of these I will probably keep for myself. This pair I definitely will keep for myself because the yarn was a gift from my son. So I would not give those away. And even though these are kind of the same colors, I will probably keep them because these are my colors. So I may give the Penguin Parade ones away. I don't know. We'll see. Then I have another pair of socks. And this pair again, I did the Rye Light pattern by Tin Can Knits. Oh, I love this pair. Oh, they're so pretty. You can see the garter panel down the front. So it's right down the middle of your foot. And yeah, so this is Rye Light Tin Can Knits. And the yarn is another Legacy Fiber Artz. And this one is called Christmas Present. So it's, I don't know if it was last year or the year before she did like a Dickens Christmas. So it's not like a Christmas gift present. It's Christmas present. And then there was Christmas past. So yeah, this is Christmas Present. And it came with a mini that was similar in color to this. But it was quite tonal, I guess. And I didn't like them together because I thought it was like really busy. And I had this in my stash and I thought, oh, I like this better. So I used this. Now this pair, I did play Yarn Chicken and I did lose. So thankfully, my friend had the same yarn from Legacy Fiber Artz. So she she let me have like a little bit to finish. I only had like maybe 5 rows at the toe of one of them that I didn't have enough yarn for, but thankfully she bailed me out. So anyways, I love these. I love, love, love the color. Sue from Legacy Fiber Artz dyes the best yarn, and there's never any pooling. It's always just so beautiful, and she is very talented. Yeah, so, and I think she must like a lot of the same colors I like, because so many of her yarns appeal to me, where I do find with some dyers, like some dyers dye really bright colors, which isn't really my taste, but obviously it is for lots of people. But I do find sometimes you'll find a dyer that just dyes everything that you like. So I think that's the way it is with Sue from Legacy Fiber Artz. So anyway, so this is another finished pair of socks. This pair might be hard to give away too, because I really like it. But I can't keep them all. I have to give some away. Although I will say, last winter I was finding a lot of my socks are getting holes in them. So I do need to replenish. Okay, so again, that was a Christmas present, and it was the micro sock kit from Legacy Fiber Artz. And then for the contrast, I had this, which is the Die Guy. Now I know I have had this in my stash for many, many, many years. And I don't know why, because this is a color I love. But so this is from the Die Guy. It's called Socky Toque, and the colorway is Scottish Heather. It's beautiful. So I used that just for the heels and toes, and then I gave some to my friend who bailed me out on the main color, so she could use it on her pair as well if she wanted. So that worked out. Trying to get this tag in here. I like to keep the tag inside so I know what it is, but it's not going in. Okay, so that's just another pair of socks. Okay, just throwing everything over there. And I think we're done with these. Okay, next I have a sweater. I actually finished a sweater. So I had signed up to do a test knit for Caitlin Hunter, and the pattern name is Tutka would be my guess. It's Tutka by Caitlin Hunter. It comes in a cardigan and a pullover, and I was testing the cardigan. Now I did make some modifications to it, so I will tell you what yarn I used first. So I used this, which is the Berroco Vintage, which is the worsted, and the color number is 5182. So it's a dark plummy, not really plum, cranberry maybe. It's a beautiful color though. So that's what I used for the sweater, and I did make some modifications. So this is how it turned out. I don't know how well. Oh, you can see it really well. This is the pattern. So if you look on the actual pattern, this, you were supposed to repeat this all the way down. So all through the sleeves, you would have these eyelet panels and the triangle panels, and all through the body. And I just didn't want it like that. I don't know. I just thought it was too busy, and like I live in Canada, and our winters are chilly, so I felt like if this was all an open, lacy pattern, it wouldn't be near as warm as it will be now. And so I asked permission, because I was doing a test knit, if I could just do it on the yoke, and she said yes, and so that's what I did. And I'm really happy with that decision. And so the rest of the body is just done in stocking stitch. And then I also, for the buttons, I only put 4 buttons on. And then the rest is open, which is how I would wear it anyway, so I thought, what's the point of putting all the buttons on? So I would never wear it all buttoned up. So yeah, so I'm really happy with it, and I'm looking forward to fall. I have a really cute dress that's black and gray plaid, and I think this is going to look really cute with it. So I'm hoping for the next knitting festival that I go to, it's going to be a chilly day and I can wear it. But we shall see. Anyway, so this is the Tutka by Caitlin Hunter. I do think it would look nice with the pattern all through it on the pullover, maybe more than the cardigan. But anyways, if you're interested in this pattern, if you go on to the project pages on Ravelry, you can see all the different ones, because other people made different modifications, and then some people just followed the pattern as it was, so you could see their projects and how they turned out. But anyways, I started this quite a while ago. Actually, I started it last summer, I think, and as a test knit, and I did not get it done on time. I had it done enough to take some nice pictures, and then I put it away. And then a couple months ago, I was like, I need to just get that finished. So, and it's kind of been that way with my socks too. A lot of those socks have just kind of been sitting, and I just got to the point where I was like, I need to finish some things. It's starting to hang over my head. So anyways, that's the sweater. So I do have a couple other sweaters on the go, but right now I'm not in the mood for sweaters. I've started doing some little Christmas knitting here and there, so that's kind of keeping me busy right now, and I just feel like my life is still really crazy right now, and socks are kind of just getting me through the, when I need my knitting fix, but I don't want to think too much. So let's see what else. I did make some notes so I wouldn't forget. So a friend of mine, one of my knitting friends, has been knitting these socks for her grandkids. My cat got my pattern, destroyed it. She's been knitting these socks for her grandkids, and they're called the Feet Teeth Socks by Summerlee Design. And I thought they were so cute, so I thought, I have to make some for my grandkids. So my youngest grandchild just turned a year old, and I decided to make him a pair. But then when I started knitting these socks, I thought, these are so cute. I don't want to put the face on them. So I just knit him these little striped socks, which I think are adorable. These are really fun to make because his feet are just little. And it's funny because I've knit newborn socks before, and I hate knitting them because they're so tiny. And I like to knit socks on double points, and it just feels very cumbersome. And so I had it in my head that I don't like knitting kids' socks, but I really wanted to make these monster socks. So I thought, I'll just going to do it. But then when I started knitting these, I guess because they're just that much bigger, they're not as fiddly now. I really enjoyed making these. And they, like a couple days, and you have a pair of socks with not much knitting time. So anyway, so these, I can't remember how many stitches I've cast on for these. Let me grab my book. Okay, so I have everything written in my book. So I cast on 44 stitches for these ones. So that was fun. I loved making those. So then I decided to make a pair for his big sister. And, I should say, for these ones, I was at my local yarn store, which is Country Yarns in Petrolia. And she had these little tiny balls of yarn. It's by Universal Yarns. It's called Uni Merino Mini. And it is a 75-25, is that right? Yes, 75-25. And in one of these balls you get, the print is very small. Let me see. 25 grams is 109 yards of these little tiny balls. So I had gone out to Country Yarns to grab some of these little balls to do these monster socks. So for Levi's socks, I had used this color, which is color number 132, and this color, which is 131, which is just a nice navy blue. So then for Annie, I knit these socks. And I don't know if I have the tags for these. What's this one? This is color 135 and 144. So this is the purple. 135 is the purple, which I played yarn chicken with the purple because her feet obviously are quite a bit bigger. And but I did win. I did win the yarn chicken game this time, but only with the purple. And with this peachy color, it's called Taffy. It's 144. So again, I didn't want to put the teeth and everything on because I thought they just were so cute the way they were. So Annie's 4.5, and I cast on 52 stitches for her socks. And I have tried them on, both of them, because they were here last weekend, and they do fit. They do fit. I've tried to make them a little bit big because I'm not going to give these to them till Christmas. Annie's are a little bit big. Levi's not as much, so when I make his next pair, I'm going to make them just slightly bigger. So anyways, those are those. And now I want to knit a monster pair for Levi. So I did start another pair for him. And these are very bright, which, like I said before, bright colors are not really my thing, but I thought for a monster, this bright green was kind of fun. So that's how far I've gotten on his little sock so far. So now I'm using color 121 and 131, which is the navy. Yeah, so they're so cute. They're so little. Yeah, I feel like I could knit them all the socks right now. That's all I want to do is knit little tiny socks. So, and then I will have to make some for his other sister. So I'm hoping to make them each a couple pairs of socks for Christmas. So we'll see how far I get. I'm sure I will get them done because I'm kind of motivated with these little socks right now. They're just really fun. And they're really a fun summer project because it's so nice and small and not making me hotter than I already am. So anyways, that's those. And so I will make that pair a monster pair, or this feet teeth sock pattern. And I think they will love those. Okay, and then the last thing I made, I'm so happy with. So my grandkids are going, sorry. So my grandkids are going away on a vacation for a couple weeks, which is breaking my heart because I won't see them for 2 weeks, which I'm used to seeing them more than that. But anyways, they're going away, and I thought they should all have a new sun hat because they're going to camp. And if you've been following me for a long time, you know that I worked at a camp many years ago, and that's the camp that they're going to. So yeah, part of me has some FOMO of not going, but also I'd rather be at home in my nice air-conditioned house than at camp. But anyways, I thought they needed some new sun hats. So I found this pattern, and it's by Heidi and Finch. Now, I put it in this envelope. You can buy the patterns on her website and just download them. So you don't buy them like this. You just buy them online, download them. So she has different, sorry, something's distracting me outside. She has these 3 different styles. So this one's more like a patchwork one. And then this one, which is just plain. And then this one that has a little zipper pocket to put treasures in. So of course I had to make this one. And now I think I'm going to cut out little hearts out of red felt and put it in the pocket so they can always remember how much Grandma loves them. So that's what I'm going to do. But anyway, so I did the one with the zipper, and I did, let me see here, for Levi. So Levi is just turned a year old. So I made him the extra small, which is 12 months to 2T. I think it's so cute. Okay, I just got interrupted, so I don't know where I was. But this is Levi's hat, and it's this adorable lobster fabric. And on the inside, I put this red and white gingham. And I think it's adorable. I did put ties on his because he's a year old and he does not like to keep his hats on. So this way his mommy can tie it on. And then he's got these little zipper pocket to put treasures in and a heart from Grandma. So I haven't done the hearts yet. I'm just going to do those before I give it to them. And yeah, isn't that adorable? They're not hard to make. They're a bit fiddly. But yeah, the hardest part, I guess, would be getting this top part in nice and neat. But other than that, it's pretty easy. So I was happy with that. And then for Chloe's going to be 3 in August, and she loves flamingos. So I made her a flamingo hat. And she doesn't say flamingo yet. She calls them mingos. So this is her mingo hat, which I think is so cute. My daughter, who's 18, said she'd wear this hat. She thought it was so cute. And on the inside, I put this pink and white gingham, and it's got little red hearts on it. I thought that was cute. So yes, that one's for Chloe. And then Annie loves everything princess, like I already said. So I found this fabric, which I thought was really kind of cute. It's like princess, but not like ugly princess, you know? So I think she's going to go crazy for this. So yeah, and her favorite princess is Belle. So I tried to get as many Belles as I could on here. But yeah, it's funny how it worked out that there's like no princess in this area. But anyways, I did try to fussy cut it so that I could get it the way I wanted. And there's like a full bell right here on the front. So yeah, and she's got a pink zipper. And then I put just a floral pattern inside. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how these turned out. So, oh, and I meant to say for Chloe's, so she's going to be 3 in August. I did her the small, which is 3T to 4T. And then Annie, who is 4.5, I ended up doing the medium, which is a 5T to a 7-year, which I'm hoping is not going to be way too big. I hope they all fit because I'm not going to have time to make them another one before they go away if they don't fit. But I'm pretty sure Chloe's will because she's itty bitty. Annie's might be too big. And Levi's, I don't know. He's a big boy. But it is supposed to go up to a 2-year-old size. So I'm hoping it'll fit. It's so cute. I wanted to do something like boyish, but not like trucks, you know? So I thought this was really cute. And I think red and blue on little boys is so cute. And then when I was doing the lining, I thought, oh, wouldn't that be a cute hat? Just the red and white gingham. So maybe his next hat will be red and white. But anyway, so those are all my finishes. So I have been doing as much as I can with the time that I have. But some days, you know, you're just so tired, you don't get anything done. So I do have just a couple things that I'm working on. Yeah, and I'll show you those. So I already showed you Levi's monster socks. I'm also knitting him a cardigan, which I just started. So right now I'm spending a lot of time waiting for people, feels like. Yeah. People with appointments and stuff. So I'm trying to keep knitting in the car so that when I'm sitting and waiting, I'm not getting impatient. If I have knitting, it helps pass the time. So this is my latest project that's going to be in the car. So I knit Levi the Antler cardigan last year, and it doesn't fit him now. So he needs a bigger one. and I would be drawn to knit him another blue one because I like little boys in blue, but my daughter really likes him in green. So I got this green yarn, which I did not bring the ball band for. I'll try to mention it next time when I actually finish the sweater. But this is another Berroco vintage, and it's this nice green color. I like their colors because they're a little bit heathered, which I know it's not really showing up that way, but it is a bit heathered, which makes it look a lot nicer than just, you know, an old style acrylic yarn. And I find the Berroco is my go-to for my grandkids because it's got wool in it, but it's also washable for my daughter, so she doesn't have to worry about it. So anyways, I've just cast on for another Antler cardigan. I was gonna look for a different design because I make the Antler cardigan all the time, but you know, it's such a good pattern for kids. It looks so cute on them. It fits good. The hat actually fits, which I find so many hats, like the size that it says is not accurate, but the Antler hat fits all the time, and it just looks adorable. So I just decided to do another Antler. So I'm doing of course I don't have the pattern with me. Trying to think I'm doing the 2 to 4 size. Now the one thing I do find with the Antler cardigan is it does fit on the small side, and I did read in the description for it that they call for like negative ease, but I'm not going to knit a sweater for him with negative ease because they grow way too fast at this age. So I decided to go bigger. So hopefully he can wear it for quite a while. So yeah, so that's the Antler cardigan by Tin Can Knits and Berroco Vintage. Another big project that I've been working on is a quilt. Now, I always make my grandkids a quilt when they're babies. I would say when they're born, but that never happens. I've always wanted to like make their quilt before they're born, but my daughter doesn't find out the gender ahead of time, so that's tricky. So when they had their first, I just made like a gender neutral quilt, and then when Annie was born, I made her own quilt. And then when Chloe was born, she got a quilt when she was like 4 months old, I think. And Levi doesn't have his yet. And he's a year old. So anyways, I feel like a total failure for that, but anyways, it's life. So this is the quilt that I'm making him. It is called Lookout. There's a glare. There we go. So it's mostly trees and then the little animals. So there's the bunny, the bear, and the deer. It's adorable. And his nursery is green, so it'll go very well in there. Now, this comes in different sizes. You can do the baby quilt size, a lap quilt, or a picnic quilt. So the lap quilt is 56 by 60, so that's what I ended up doing, because the baby quilt was 40 by 45, and I thought, since he's already a year old, better to make it bigger and it'll last him longer. So 56 by 60 is the one I'm doing. So I don't know if it says how many blocks in total. It doesn't. But anyways, I have all the trees done. I just have to do the 3 animals now. So I'll just show you a couple of these. Here's my pile of trees. There's a lot of trees. So I'll just show you a couple. But there's different sizes. So this is the large tree. And there's a medium tree. And so I think there was 7 large trees, 9 medium trees, and 9 small trees. So all the trees are done. The blocks need trimmed up, and I need to make the 3 animals. And get it quilted. So I'm feeling like finally on top of that project. So I went to Hobby Lobby. No, I went to Hobby Lobby. I did, thinking that's where I bought the fabric that I wanted for the backing. And I actually had bought it at Joann's. So I didn't find it at Hobby Lobby. So I went to Joann's and they did not have as much as I needed for the backing. So I bought what they had, and it was this one. So I'd use this for some of the trees. It's getting blown out a bit by the light. But it is a nice green with just these little white dots on it. So I bought what they had, and I'm hoping I can make it work. So we shall see. Now, the guy that was helping me at Joann's said that if I don't have enough, if I check my receipt, there should be a code on there for the number that fabric is. And he says sometimes you can go on the website and find it, but they didn't have any more at the store. So I think I have almost 3 yards. I can't remember. But anyways, I'm going to try to make it work. So I also bought this, which I'm going to use for the binding, but I bought extra of it, thinking that maybe if this isn't quite enough, I can do a border around the edge on the back in this and then do the binding. And it'll make this go a little further because these two coordinate really nicely. So that's kind of my plan for right now. So we shall see. If it's really not enough, then I might have to come up with a plan B. But for right now, that's plan A. So we shall see if I can get that done. Oh, and I should say this pattern is by Elizabeth Hartman. You can see there. And I just bought this online as well. So far it's been easy. I just have to do the animals now, which it looks like, oh, I shouldn't show you the pattern. It looks like there's a lot of little pieces, so they might be a bit fiddly, but there's only 3 of them, so. And then I think I only have one more thing that I'm actively working on. I'm trying to think. I feel like I should have more whips than this, but I do have a couple sweaters, like I said, but I'm not working on them right now. So this is another pair of socks. Now this will be part of my Christmas gifting. I don't know where I got this yarn either, but it's a nice, what I would consider manly yarn. Stick my hand in there. So it's kind of a grayish beige and then the gold and dark gray. So for this pair, I cast on the typical 72 stitches, which is what I use for a man's sock. Now normally I would just do 1.5 inches of the 2x2 rib and then move into stocking stitch. And I started that, and I didn't really like the way the yarn was knitting up in the stocking stitch as much as I liked it in the ribbing. So I decided to rib the whole sock, and then when I am doing the foot part, I'm just going to do it on the top. So, but it was funny because when I first started doing it, I was like, this sock's way too big. Why is it so big? But I think it's because I was knitting these socks that this one seemed like it was going to be way too big, but now it doesn't look big enough, but I know it is. But anyways, I am just slowly working on these, and these are just another good mindless project. And this yarn is called Nako Boho, and I have no idea where I bought it. It could be Mary Maxim, I'm not sure. The color number is 82453. And then for the contrast heel, I'm using the Patons Kroy in the Gentry gray. Now this yarn I use all the time for heels and toes for the guys' socks, and I actually ran out. So last week we had to make an emergency trip to Michael's to get some more because I used it all up. So I bought 2 more balls because it just seems to go with a lot of the men's colored socks. So anyways, these will be for one of my boys for Christmas or my son-in-law. And yeah, So I've been working on those. And I think that's it that I've been working on. I haven't really had a ton of time. So I do have some bags that I'm going to put in the shop. And I think I'm going to show those to you now. So hold on, let me grab them. Okay, so I made this bag for myself a while ago. So this is my sock bag that I use all the time in this adorable print. A little nice sleep-in, all curled up. Anyways, I was just trying out a different size bag. So I've been doing these ones for a little while. And I really like this. So with that men's pair of socks, I can get both of those balls of yarn in here and my project. No problem. And it's just, you know, it's just big enough. I also have a tape measure in there. Yeah, so with these bags, I always do like a fun fabric inside. But anyways, this one's mine. But I have some here that I'm going to be putting in the shop. So this one's for all the chicken lovers out there. And I know there's a lot of chicken lovers. But I thought this fabric was really cute for those who like chickens. And for this one, I put in just a like denim-y blue fabric. So I think I have 2 of those ones. And this is for all the gnome lovers. It even has a little gnome zipper pull on it. These are really cute. I'm not even necessarily a gnome person, but these are cute. And these ones have a red polka dot lining in them. And then I have some more of these ones. I had made these ones before. Sorry, I haven't pressed them yet. I'd made these ones before and they had sold out. So I made a few more of these Alice in Wonderland ones. They also have a red polka dot. And most of the zippers are different colors. I try to coordinate them with the fabric. And here's another Alice in Wonderland print. It's a rifle paper fabric. And this one, I put in another rifle paper fabric from the same line. And then here's another rifle paper one with, is it peaches and lemons? This one has like a golden zipper and just one of the coordinating fabrics in that line. This one has a different style of zipper pull on it in a rose gold. And I have this fabric, which is a Tilda fabric, which I love. I guess this is for the bird lovers. And then it's pretty, pretty fabric inside. And again, the zipper coordinates. Here's another rifle one. Pretty yellow print. And what's inside? Oh, just little X's. And one more. This one, so pretty. I love this print. It's got like a pink striped zipper and a pink lining. So these are all going to be in the shop this week. So if you're interested in any of those kind of bags, those are going to be available. I don't have any of the big ones available right now, the drawstring ones, but I do have some of the chicken ones cut out. So I'm hoping to get those done hopefully this week. I think that's all as far as what I've been doing, which is not a ton, I know, considering, but so life has really been busy. So trying to think when it all started. So back in January, I think it was, I got a call. So my real job is I work for the school board and I do like on-call work. So and all like administrative type work. So in January, I got a call to go to the head office to do some work there. And my job was when students go to school who have special needs, the school will often provide different items, I guess, to help them be more successful at school. So for some kids, that's a laptop. For some kids, that's a special chair or some sensory items or like noise canceling headphones. There's so many different things. And so I was called in to do this job for a while to just order all the stuff for the kids that need it. And you have to do it on a per student basis because, like I said, they're all very different. So I did that for a couple months and I love the job, but it was really hard to be working full time when I have a lot of other responsibilities at home. So I finished out that contract, and then I've had little ones since that have been more part-time, which works better for my schedule. But so I was doing different contracts for January, February, March. And then at the end of March, actually on Easter weekend, my father, who is now 86, fell. So he had been at my house that day for Easter brunch, and he was, sorry, I have something on my nose. He was totally fine, and he went home with my mom, and at dinner time he was getting up from the table and he fell and broke his hip. So we had to take him to Emerge, and my dad already had Alzheimer's. So when someone who's elderly has an incident like this, it's hard enough, but when they also have Alzheimer's, it's really awful, really awful. So they operated the next day and fixed his hip on Easter Sunday. And the surgery went fine, except that his body reacted to the surgery. So often elderly people get like a delirium when they're, elderly and have surgery, or have Alzheimer's and have surgery. And of course he had it all. So it was really bad, really bad. And my dad is such a calm, sweet, gentle soul, and he was not during that time. So we spent a lot of time at the hospital. It became clear that I really needed to advocate on his behalf. The hospital is fantastic and the nurses are fantastic, but they're busy and things get overlooked sometimes. And so I've basically been at the hospital every day since Easter weekend. I think I've missed 4 days, 2 because my son got married and 2 others because I was just too tired. But yeah, I have been there every day. And in the meantime, my mother had a hip replacement, so she wasn't able to go to the hospital at all, and she had her own unique needs at her house, and it's just been a lot. It's been a lot. Elderly parents is a challenging thing, but I'm happy that I can do this for them, and I'm happy that I have the ability to advocate for my dad. We almost lost my dad a few times, and the one day we were very close to losing him, and it was because of the negligence of a doctor. And after that, I really knew that if I wasn't there, things were not going to end well. So anyways, I have been advocating, and in the nicest way possible, so that I'm not upsetting nurses or anything, and they all have been fantastic. So he's doing much better now. He's still in the hospital, and we have no idea how long he'll be there. He probably won't go back home. He'll probably have to go to long-term care, which breaks my heart. I hate the idea of it. I hate that he has to be stuck in the hospital, but right now there's no other options. So right now he's in the hospital, but our hospital has a floor that's for the cognitively complex, it's called. So that's where he is. So really now his issues are, like, medically he's fine, his hip is fine, but he hasn't been able to walk since his surgery, which he was walking fine beforehand. And there's a few other little things that just make it impossible for my mother to take care of him now. So on this floor, this cognitively complex, it's basically all Alzheimer's patients, and there's maybe a couple that are like brain injury patients. And so it's really a great place, and it's all locked down, so nobody can get out. So if he did wander in his wheelchair or whatever, he wouldn't be able to get out the door. They have activities. They basically run it like a nursing home with different activities. Like yesterday they had musical therapy, and they played like tabletop shuffleboard and stuff like that. But the ratio of patients to caregivers is much greater than it is in a nursing home. So we're really not in any hurry to get him out of the hospital because he's doing well there. He's settled. The staff are great. And we know that once he goes to long-term care, it won't be as good probably as it is right now. So we're happy that he's being cared for. I just wish he didn't have to be there. But anyways, he's doing okay. So, and then my mom is now doing fairly well after her hip replacement. It's been about 5 weeks, I think, since she's had that. But now we are moving her into a retirement home because they were still living in a house and she can't manage all of that by herself. So she's moving into a retirement home probably sometime in October. There's a retirement home really close to my house that had a fire last year. So that's where she's moving into. And so her unit is where the fire was. And so they're still busy rebuilding it. So she's going to have a beautiful brand new apartment in this beautiful facility. So that will be nice once we get her there and settled, and then we have to sell their house, and then hopefully life will settle down a little bit. So it's been very challenging. Let's just say that. Challenging and busy. And so I said before, I spend a lot of time waiting. It's just like my mom has physio appointments and she has doctor's appointments and, checkups after her surgery, and then things for my dad, and then things for my kids. And it's just been a lot of appointments and me sitting and waiting. So it can be frustrating to never be home. But anyways, today I took the time to stay home this morning. I'll go to the hospital probably in the next hour or so to check on things over there and make sure my dad's okay. But yeah, if you have a loved one in the hospital, make sure you go and advocate and spend time with them. It's pretty heartbreaking how many people never get a visitor. Very heartbreaking. I would say more than half of the people in his ward, there's 24 of them, so more than half never get a visitor, which is really heartbreaking. So yeah, if you have a loved one, go advocate for them. They need it. So anyways, other than that, I've been trying to spend time with my grandkids, but I haven't had a lot of time. So I'm hoping to spend more time with them soon. But anyways, that's it for my making for right now. I do have some fun making projects that I want to do in the next little while. And I will keep you posted. If you want to reach out to me at all with questions or anything I showed you today or patterns, whatever, you can message me on Instagram anytime, and I'll put my Instagram handle down below. Anyways, I hope you're enjoying your making. I'm hoping you're getting lots of time for making. And, I'm starting to learn that we have to make the time for making sometimes, because I know for me it really grounds me and helps me deal with the stress in life. And if I'm not getting my making time, it's not good for anyone. So make sure you get some making time in. Anyways, take care, and hopefully I'll talk to you soon. Bye.